Have you ever regretted saying something in the heat of the moment? Have you found yourself in situations where words seem to complicate matters rather than resolve them? Imagine navigating these moments with calmness, clarity, and wisdom. Silence, a seemingly simple choice, holds profound power. It can calm storms, heal wounds, and nurture understanding. In our fast-paced world filled with noise and constant chatter, the art of silence is often overlooked. Yet, as the Buddha once said, silence the angry man with love, silence the ill-natured man with kindness, silence the miser with generosity, silence the liar with truth. These words capture the transformative potential of silence. Today, we'll explore 9 powerful situations where embracing silence can lead to inner peace, better relationships, and a more harmonious life. Through expanded insights and actionable advice, let us delve into the wisdom of Buddhism and discover why sometimes the most profound answer is no answer at all. 1. When dealing with anger. Anger is a natural human emotion, but when it controls us, it can destroy relationships, productivity, and inner peace. Picture yourself in a heated argument. Words fly, tempers flare, and the atmosphere grows tense. In the aftermath, regret often lingers over things said in anger. The Buddha taught, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. This profound analogy reminds us that anger harms the person who holds it more than its intended target. Modern life often glorifies expressing feelings instantly, equating it with authenticity. However, impulsive reactions cloud judgment and harm relationships. Choosing silence during anger isn't a sign of weakness. It's an act of strength and self-control. Silence becomes the first step toward transforming anger into understanding. To handle anger wisely, consider practicing the pause technique. This involves taking 3 deep breaths before responding to anger. Reflect on the source of your anger. Is it a misunderstanding, an unmet expectation, or something deeper? Use silence as a buffer to process emotions and prevent saying words you'll regret. By choosing silence, you create space for reflection, allowing more thoughtful and compassionate responses to emerge. Additionally, cultivate mindfulness practices like meditation or yoga to improve emotional regulation over time. These tools help you become more aware of your triggers and responses, allowing you to handle future situations with grace and understanding. Recognizing that anger often arises from attachment or ego, practicing detachment can be a long-term solution to maintaining peace. As Thich Nhat Hanh said, when another person makes you suffer, it is because they suffer deeply within themselves, and their suffering is spilling over. They do not need punishment, they need help. This perspective encourages us to respond with compassion rather than retaliation. On a deeper level, Buddhist teachings remind us to view anger as an opportunity for self-growth. Transforming anger requires understanding its root causes, such as fear, frustration, or pain. Through this understanding, silence becomes not just a pause, but an act of self-compassion and a tool for nurturing harmony. 2. When facing unfair criticism. Criticism, whether fair or unfair, often triggers an emotional response. Imagine being unfairly criticized in a meeting or public setting. The instinct to defend yourself or retaliate is overwhelming. Do not speak unless it improves on silence, the Buddha advised. This teaching highlights the value of restraint. Often, silence preserves dignity and provides clarity. It creates a space where emotional reactions can settle, allowing for a more measured and thoughtful response. Reacting impulsively to criticism can escalate conflicts or make us appear defensive. Silence, on the other hand, demonstrates composure and maturity, allowing us to respond thoughtfully at the right time. When facing criticism, remind yourself that not all negative feedback is about you. It may reflect the critic's own frustrations or biases. Use silence to assess whether the criticism has any merit. If it does, acknowledge it gracefully later. If not, let it pass without engagement. Journaling your feelings can also help process emotions privately and prevent unnecessary confrontations. Another approach is active listening. Sometimes critics simply want to feel heard. By listening without interrupting, You show respect while maintaining control of the situation. Over time, this habit strengthens your emotional resilience and fosters healthier relationships. The Dalai Lama's teaching complements this approach. When you talk, you are only repeating what you already know. But if you listen, you may learn something new. Silence, therefore, becomes a pathway to wisdom and understanding. Furthermore, unfair criticism offers an opportunity to practice humility. By choosing not to respond immediately, you show confidence and self-awareness. Reflecting on whether there is any truth in the feedback allows you to grow and improve without becoming defensive. This balanced approach fosters stronger personal and professional relationships, rooted in mutual respect and understanding. 3. When your words could harm others. We often underestimate the impact of our words. You learn sensitive information about a colleague. Sharing it could harm their reputation, but might make for an engaging conversation. The Buddha said, "Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace." This highlights the importance of speaking purposefully and compassionately. In the age of social media, where oversharing is common, practicing discretion is an act of kindness and integrity. Choosing not to speak ill of others fosters trust and builds stronger relationships. Before sharing information, ask yourself these 3 questions. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? Practicing right speech ensures that your words contribute to harmony and understanding rather than division. When tempted to gossip, replace it with a positive comment or express gratitude for someone's strengths. This shift in focus promotes a more supportive and compassionate environment. Moreover, reflect on the long-term impact of your words. Spreading negativity often creates ripple effects, harming not only the person involved but also your reputation. Choosing silence protects relationships and aligns with the Buddhist value of compassion. As the Buddha taught, words have the power to both destroy and heal. When words are both true and kind, they can change our world. Additionally, silence in these moments allows us to cultivate empathy. Consider how you would feel if someone shared sensitive information about you. This perspective reinforces the importance of choosing compassion and understanding over temporary satisfaction. Practicing silence becomes an act of protecting not just others, but also your own integrity and peace of mind. 4. When emotions run high. Emotional intensity often clouds judgment and affects communication. During a stressful day, you lash out at a loved one, only to regret it later. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. The Buddha teaches. This reminds us to manage our inner emotional world to maintain harmony. Emotional outbursts often stem from an inability to process feelings effectively. Silence provides a much-needed pause to understand and regulate emotions. It allows us to prevent impulsive reactions that may damage relationships. Practice mindfulness by naming your emotions, e.g., "I feel angry," or "I feel overwhelmed." Taking a break to step outside, meditate, or even sit quietly can help you regain composure. Journaling your emotions provides additional clarity, enabling you to identify patterns and triggers. Long-term strategies for emotional regulation include mindfulness meditation, deep breathing exercises, and reflective practices. By developing these habits, you'll find it easier to maintain peace during moments of intense emotion. Lao Tzu's wisdom also offers guidance. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. Cultivating silence in emotional turmoil is an act of self-mastery. On a broader level, emotional regulation allows us to create healthier connections with others. Recognizing that emotions are transient and often not fully rational empowers us to approach intense situations with patience and understanding. Silence becomes a tool not just for self-control but for fostering meaningful and supportive relationships. 5. When silence is the most respectful response. Life often presents moments that require reverence. Imagine attending a funeral or witnessing a deeply emotional moment in someone's life. In such times, words can feel inadequate or even intrusive. The Buddha emphasized, in the end, these things matter most. How well did you love? How fully did you live? How deeply did you let go? Silence during such moments allows us to reflect on the gravity of the occasion and connect with others on a deeper level. Respectful silence acknowledges the significance of the moment, whether it's offering support to someone grieving or participating in a solemn ceremony. Silence conveys empathy and presence. Instead of filling the space with words, let your actions speak. A comforting gesture, a hand on the shoulder, or a gentle nod can communicate more than language ever could. Additionally, silence provides a space for others to process their emotions. By holding that space without interruption, we show our willingness to honor their experience. As Rumi beautifully expressed, listen with the ears of tolerance, see through the eyes of compassion, speak with the language of love. In sacred or emotional moments, silence becomes an offering of respect and understanding. In daily life, practicing respectful silence can also enhance our interactions with others. It teaches us to observe before acting and to appreciate the depth of human connection beyond words. Silence, in these moments, is a bridge to empathy, love, and shared humanity. 6. When you lack knowledge or facts. Knowledge is a powerful tool, but so is knowing when to remain silent. Imagine participating in a discussion about a topic you're unfamiliar with. Speaking prematurely can expose ignorance or spread misinformation. The Buddha taught, "The fool who knows he is a fool is that much wiser." This wisdom highlights the importance of recognizing our limitations and choosing humility over pride. In situations where you lack knowledge, silence can be an opportunity to listen and learn. Active listening allows us to absorb information, ask thoughtful questions, and gain insights we might otherwise miss. By choosing silence, we open ourselves to growth and avoid the pitfalls of assuming authority where we have none. Confucius once said, "Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance." Practicing this humility not only fosters personal development, but also strengthens relationships. People respect those who are willing to admit when they don't know something and seek to understand rather than dominate the conversation. Silence, in these moments, is a mark of wisdom. It demonstrates self-awareness and respect for the expertise of others. By observing and reflecting, you ensure that your eventual contributions are meaningful and informed. This mindful approach builds credibility and trust, both personally and professionally. 7. When receiving constructive criticism. Constructive criticism can feel uncomfortable, but it is one of the greatest tools for growth. Imagine receiving feedback from a manager or mentor. Your instinct might be to defend yourself or justify your actions, but silence offers a more productive path. The Buddha said, "A wise man, recognizing that the world is but an illusion, does not act as if it is real, so he escapes suffering." This teaching encourages detachment from emotional reactions and viewing situations with clarity and perspective. Silence in response to constructive criticism allows you to fully listen and absorb the feedback. It demonstrates maturity and a willingness to improve, qualities that are highly respected in personal and professional settings. Rather than reacting defensively, silence creates space for thoughtful reflection and measured responses. In practice, receiving criticism mindfully means pausing to consider the validity of the points being raised. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this feedback? Even when criticism stings, it often contains valuable insights that can help you grow. Thanking the person for their input, even if you don't entirely agree, shows grace and respect. Constructive criticism also provides an opportunity to build stronger relationships. When people see that you handle feedback with openness and composure, they are more likely to trust and respect you. Over time, this reputation for being receptive to advice can attract mentors, allies, and opportunities for growth. Practicing silence in these situations is not about passivity, but about active listening and self-awareness. It allows you to manage your emotions, respond thoughtfully, and transform feedback into a powerful catalyst for self-improvement. 8. When confronted with injustice. Witnessing injustice can provoke intense emotions, anger, frustration, or helplessness, whether in a workplace, social setting, or broader societal context. The instinct to react immediately is strong. However, silence can often be the most strategic initial response. The Buddha taught, "Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love." This is the eternal rule. This wisdom reminds us that addressing injustice requires calm, compassion, and thoughtful action rather than impulsive reactions. Silence in the face of injustice does not mean indifference or acceptance. Instead, it creates space for careful observation and planning. By staying silent initially, you allow yourself time to gather facts, understand the dynamics at play, and strategize an effective response. This measured approach can prevent escalation and increase the likelihood of meaningful change. In many cases, silence can also serve as a form of protest. Nonviolent movements throughout history have used silence as a powerful statement of resistance and solidarity. It communicates disapproval without resorting to hostility, creating an opportunity for reflection and dialogue. Silence also helps channel emotions constructively. Facing injustice often triggers feelings of anger or sadness, which can cloud judgment. Taking a moment of silence allows you to process these emotions, enabling you to act from a place of clarity and strength rather than reactivity. When the time comes to speak or act, your words and actions will carry greater weight. They will be informed by thoughtful reflection and a deep understanding of the situation. This approach aligns with the Buddhist principle of right action, ensuring that your efforts contribute to justice and harmony rather than further conflict. 9. When practicing gratitude. Gratitude is one of the simplest yet most profound practices for cultivating happiness and contentment. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you. It is a transformative practice that can shift perspectives, elevate emotions, and improve the quality of life. When practicing gratitude, we consciously choose to acknowledge the goodness in our lives, fostering a deeper connection to the people, events, and circumstances that bring us joy and meaning. This simple yet profound act has the power to reshape our mental and emotional landscapes, creating a ripple effect that extends far beyond our own well-being. Understanding gratitude. At its core, gratitude is the recognition of what is valuable and meaningful to oneself. It goes beyond mere politeness or societal expectations. True gratitude involves an intentional focus on the positive aspects of life, regardless of the challenges we may face. It is not about denying difficulties or pretending that life is perfect. Rather, it is about finding light even in the darkest moments. Gratitude helps us see the world through a lens of abundance, where every moment holds the potential for growth, learning, and connection. The science of gratitude. Scientific research has revealed the profound impact that practicing gratitude can have on the brain and body. Studies in positive psychology suggest that expressing gratitude activates regions of the brain associated with reward, moral cognition, and emotional regulation. Neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, which are linked to feelings of happiness and well-being, are released when we engage in grateful thoughts and actions. Over time, this practice can rewire the brain to focus more on positive experiences, creating a lasting shift in mindset. Physiologically, gratitude has been shown to reduce stress, lower blood pressure, and improve heart health. Individuals who regularly practice gratitude often report better sleep, increased energy levels, and a stronger immune system. This is because gratitude fosters a state of relaxation and mindfulness, which counteracts the body's fight-or-flight response to stress. Conclusion: the profound gift of silence. As we navigate the complexities of life, silence emerges as a powerful, transformative force. In moments of anger, criticism, uncertainty, or emotional turmoil, it provides a sanctuary where clarity, wisdom, and compassion can flourish. Far from being passive or empty, silence is an intentional act of self-awareness and respect for others. By embracing silence, we align with the teachings of Buddhism and cultivate an inner peace that radiates outward. It empowers us to respond thoughtfully, build stronger relationships, and create harmony in our personal and professional lives. As a final piece of advice, approach silence not as a retreat but as a mindful choice. Use it to reflect, listen, and grow. Remember the words of the Buddha: "Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace." Let your silence be that word, a source of peace for yourself and those around you. May your journey through life be enriched by the wisdom of silence, bringing you closer to understanding, connection, and serenity. Choose silence when needed, and watch as it transforms your interactions, decisions, and inner world into something truly profound.